What's going on, everybody? If you're seeing this page, that means the official Torian Rain Reloaded merch store is now available. To get access to the store, make sure you go ahead and click the store tab on my YouTube channel. From there, you will be able to see all the merch that is available. We have mugs, shirts, hoodies, joggers, and so much more to come. All original designs made by yours truly, Torian Rain Reloaded. Now go ahead and get your merch today, and you can feel nothing in style.
The city of Pasadena is fed up with these smash and grab crimes. In fact, they say that's why they set up a sting, and these people took the bait. Take a look. 4 suspects are in custody because they were stealing from the department store. Apparently, they thought they were going to get away with a bundle of loot, but these 4 of them, you can see there, one surveilling the store while the others were snapping off security tags and hiding expensive clothes in a bag. When they walked outside, police were waiting. 3 were caught, and the 4th took off but didn't get far. Here's dash cam video. The guy takes off and police were standing by, outmaneuvering the criminal and taking him into custody. They're all wanted for grand theft, but investigators believe they've also committed crimes across county and state lines.
What I can tell you is that we're in the early stages of our investigation, but I can assure you that at this time, there's more than 15 crimes that we know about. They didn't just go to Macy's. We also are aware of Smart and Final. A lot of their crimes were done at Smart and Final, so that's one of the stores that we're looking at currently right now. And there was Bevmo.
Investigators say these 4 individuals are from Romania. They believe they entered the country with fraudulent visas, and it's not the first time they've committed a crime. They've been deported once before back to Romania and managed to get back into the U.S. Pasadena police are also working with Tustin Police, Ventura, as well as Las Vegas PD. They're asking businesses to take a good look. If you've seen these people and they've burglarized your store, to contact Pasadena police. Now, part of the problem with the investigation is they all say they don't speak English and are not speaking to investigators. No doubt this is going to be a lengthy crime, but they, for now, will not be let out on bond. We are live in Pasadena. Jennifer McGraw, KTLA 5 News.
So we are back in California yet again with some more nonsense. Now, I can't really call these individuals south of the border because they said they came from Romania. So we are going to call them across the ponders. And they done made their way in. How they got in, probably flew in most likely. You know, it's getting real spooky out here. I'm telling y'all, like, you have these 4 individuals that you saw floating across the screen as the audio from the news clip was playing. They done committed smash and grabs, you know, the same smash and grabs they try to say black people were committing out there in Pasadena. Now, what's interesting is that when I went to LA last year, the hotel that I stayed in was in, I think, East Pasadena. East Pasadena is filled with a lot of Asians and Romanians. So it doesn't surprise me that's the demographic that was out there, but it was more Asians than anything. That's why when I talked about what happened in Monterey Park earlier this year, when I found out that the person was Asian who did this, I said that surprises me not one bit. And I'm sure anyone who lives out in California who's familiar with the demographic of the area wasn't surprised by that either, because Monterey Park is filled with a lot of Asians. Like filled to the brim. It's like their own Chinatown out there, or whatever part of Asia they derive from. But anyway, I'm going to leave the link to the actual news clip if you want to watch it for yourself without the picture covering it. Again, I do that for copyright purposes. But y'all are seeing some of the pictures right here, like y'all are seeing them inside the store, literally scheming and plotting to steal whatever they want to steal. But as far as that picture that y'all saw with the truck, in that clip right there from the dash cam footage, that is them literally trying to get away. And they kind of actually do a little bit, because the guy in the truck literally pulls out of the parking lot, drives over a curb, and damn near hits the cop right there in front of him. And then he drives off in the other direction. Like, it's crazy how it like pretty much played itself out. But what got me with the news clip was they were saying that they were able to catch them or something along those lines. And I'm like, how did they really catch them? Did you not see the same thing we saw? This black truck, the person driving this black truck literally just got away from them, and they had to go and catch them, like drive the other direction to catch them. Of course, you don't see that in the clip itself. But yeah, I'm not surprised that this happened at all, because it reminds me of another story that I did either last year or the year before, where it was some people from Romania who got into the establishment illegally, much like these individuals right here did, and were robbing people in a pretty much all or a majority Asian community in California. And not only was it majority Asian, but it was majority older Asian, like people who were up in age, probably who were retired. So that was a soft target for them. They were like, oh, no one's going to really, care, because, or they're not going to be able to get me because we're targeting a specific group, and because of their age, they're not going to be able to really stop us from doing it. And for a while, they were getting away with it. Like, they were breaking into a bunch of Asians' homes, stealing their jewelry and a whole bunch of stuff, and trying to sell it off to get money or send money back to their homeland. That's what a lot of them typically do, is whatever they do here on a criminal level and it involves money, they'll do that to send money back home to the people over there. So it's almost like they have a siphoning thing going. And if I guess if they send enough, it'd be enough to try to bring their family over as well, because apparently it's not enough to go around for them to send every family member over at one time. So yeah, this story right here doesn't shock me at all when I hear about this. Now, I want to know from the usual suspects who love to say that black people are doing all these smash and grabs and all of this stuff right here. First off, they can't even try it with this one, because they're not wearing the uniform. If you saw in the clip, well, in the picture, they don't have the all black on. So that pretty much dead on arrival, their talking point of it being black people. They have their whole body exposed. Like, you see their arms, legs. They're not even wearing masks. They don't even care. They out there in the open with it. And as you saw in the mug shots, they have all their date of births there. So the oldest was born in 77 and the youngest was born in 96. So you have people that are damn near 50 who are doing this, all the way down to someone who's in their mid 20s that's doing this, that was involved in this ring right here. And like they said, there are definitely more out there that they probably committed, but there's also more out there that's not them that are still committing these crimes right now. Like I told people, I'm going to try my best to stay on top of these type of stories, because as much as mainstream media likes to harper and beat down on black people for every little thing, I'm going to do the same thing. The only difference is they're the ones actually putting it out there, and I'm just giving my perspective on it. However anybody may feel about that is however they will feel. It is what it is. So this is how many crimes committed in the state of California that wasn't done by black people like they probably wish that it would. And not only that, but committed by people who shouldn't even be here. This is like number 3, I believe, in the last month. And the thing about it is, they typically, with the exception of the one that took out that cop, they typically don't work alone. They usually work in groups, like that smash and grab that happened in Glendale. That was like 30 people. This one involved 4, even though they're from Romania, but they're still illegal. They're not supposed to be here. So yeah, it's getting real crazy out here. It's getting real interesting. But like I said, I'm going to continue to talk about these stories. So if y'all have any of these other type of stories out there, because y'all are pretty much sending me these left and right, they're coming in, they're flooding, they're flooding in. These type of stories are flooding to my DMs, to the Discord, people tagging me in them. Like it's like I put one out and then another 5 come in. It's like an overflow. Much like what they're doing and overflowing the establishment, I'm getting an overflow of the stories of the criminality in which they're committing, because some people probably refuse to talk about this. But like I said, had they been black, it would have been everywhere. Had it been Chicago, they would have talked about it. Although Chicago's, like I said, gotten a new criminal class. So I don't know how much longer they're gonna be talking about Chicago like that. If it's Baltimore, if it turns anything to like what's going on in Chicago, I don't know how much longer they're going to talk about that. I'm telling you that Griff game is about to come to an end, and you could thank the not so secret invasioners for putting a dent in it.